Ah. Greetings to you all. Greetings. Sorry for the jump and shake here. I want to show you the sky. What I'm seeing as I sit here. I'm enjoying this beauty. And as I said before, this is not look at the beauty. Imagine that most of you do not even bother to pay attention to the beauty like this all around you. In your hand is the escape route from everything in your life. You wake up in the morning thinking about going to work. And if you're black, how about the people that you work with that you know are going to be harassing you day in, day out, day after day, trying to use that Bayesian colloquialism, they call it. Is that right? Yeah. Day in and day out. Meaning from morning till night. That is their duty to do that. You have to find a way of letting the fools go. But instead of looking at the sunshine, the clouds, the sky, you pull out TikTok. But there are some places in the world that people can't pull out TikTok. I remember when I started making videos about the events in Africa. I told people that everything is a cycle. Just like winter and spring, summer and fall. Everything is a cycle. Told people about the river, about the people. They flow out of Africa, then back into Africa. Out of Africa and then back into Africa. And this great migration go throughout the planet. It's always moving like the wind, the tides. That's the way the earth is built. The universe is like that, period. Though we like to believe that foolishness about there's no life in the rest of the universe, only on earth. The whole universe is alive. It is one living being. Life and death cannot exist in the same place. And if you think about it carefully, you see that there's no death. Anyway, that's a scare tactic from your Bible, people who want power over you. But if you're thinking about going to Africa, you're the diaspora, and you think about going to Africa, look at the events that's going on in Africa right now. I've heard arguments about people saying Africans not involved in slavery. And I just have to laugh. And you can see it right before your eyes. The other day, I showed you a snippet of a video with this one from Ghana. He's going to complain to the master about his brother in Nigeria and Burkina Faso. Today, we got the one in Kenya. We got the one in Zimbabwe. We got the one in Tanzania. I am seeing now some really interesting articles and videos put out about Tanzania. It's becoming the darling of Africa, where Kenya just got knocked down. It was for a short while. And now this leader who says, I work for him, and he was talking to telling another person, another Caucasian, that he worked for the head of the IMF and the World Bank. He doesn't work for the people of Kenya. His duty is not to the people of Kenya. He works for somebody else, not his own people. Now you understand why Africans enslaved Africans, why the Africans sold their brother to the Caucasian. Now you understand. Maybe you didn't want to look at it before, but it's right before your eyes now. You see the actions of the one from Nigeria not long ago, when 3 of his brothers north of Nigeria want to kick out the wickedness that was running the country. Him and Ghana and Benin, Senegal, wanted to send their armies in. They don't have money now to feed the people, but they borrow money to buy weapons to go shoot their fellow Africans. So they keep them enslaved to the Caucasian master. Do you people really comprehend what I'm saying here? Please. And I told you, there are people who are planning on coming back. They all tell you that. And if you were watching, like I told you, keep your mind off the war. You watch how these 50 African heads of state, or how many are them and their whole entourage, they always have to travel with 100 people, because the one doesn't trust the other, because they know the crookedness, the deceit that they all have. So they all want to go, so that any money that is promised, they're going to get their share. They know what's coming, or they think they know. They're going to go make their own deals. The president of the state might be going, but they're going along to make their own deals, because they don't trust him. But it's not that few people we're worried about. It's the other 80% of Africans that goes along with this. The kings and imams and governors and all the people, chiefs, they didn't go out into the community and capture the brother to enslave him. They sent out the other fellow Africans. Today, you see the policemen in Kenya, the policemen in Ghana, the army in Ghana. army, policemen, immigration, customs in Nigeria. They're all going after the poor in their state. They are robbing the people who among whom they live. Can you imagine that? I wake up in the morning, go next door to my neighbor, and take what he has to eat. You guys, you gotta learn. Please study what happened to us, our forefathers, why it happened. The African mentality hasn't changed. The culture has not changed. This is culture, people. This is the way things are. Today, you see a few people in the streets of Nairobi and increasing now in Ghana. Ghana is now, it's building in Ghana. They're protesting against this foolishness, trying to get rid of the leaders with this mentality. And they have to. If they don't, they are going to be enslaved. If these people didn't rise up in Kenya, the law that was going to be passed, people don't understand that. They're going to take everything from Kenyans, including the land that they grow their food on. And one of my videos, I showed you in the State House when they were voting, there was this group of Americans, a couple of Caucasians, and then a whole lot of blacks, making sure that the vote came in the way they wanted it. Told you Africa is going to be re-enslaved if you guys don't watch it. For some reason, the average Kenyans just got up and said enough is enough. It needs to be done in South Africa. But you see South African black people who voted for DA. It's impossible. The same people that try to escape under apartheid, they're now voting for them. That's, can you comprehend something like that? Anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. Let's tell you, like I said before, this has to end. It's going, not has to, it's going to end in one of two ways. Africa re-enslaved in Africa. Black people enslaved all over the planet. They are planning on reducing the numbers of people because they can't feed the people when machines, what they call AI, is taking over what people used to do. The jobs that people do, if AI and robots are going to take over, what are you going to do with the people? Africa has all the resources needed, and a bunch of ignorant people, leaders who will sell their people. So it's easiest to get rid of Africans. You hear what I'm telling you? The easiest thing to do is get rid of Africans. And they've been checking this out for many, many years. 60 years they had to study Africans. And before that, during the slavery, I mean from what, about 1400? They had time to study Africa, know their mentality. And the mentality is like Mansa Musa. You got gold, you load it onto some camels and horses and give it away all the way across North Africa, all the way to Saudi Arabia. The people who dug your gold are still starving at home. And then black people have the nerve to raise him up. Oh, he's the richest man who ever lived with Africa. Huh. Well, you'll see it for yourself now, today. And I hope your PhD is teaching you about these things. I know they're not. The millions of you who got a PhD, you've never seen anything like this. And you don't even care about it. Anyway, for those of you who have been watching my videos, I hope you're listening carefully. This thing is not going to end well. Prepare for it. Peace.